Chloe, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, stay calm and tell me what you see.
It's always the same path. It ends in this outcropping with a couple of benches, like a viewpoint.
The Overlook. That's where Safi died.
But there's a lighthouse, too. Like the one from Arcadia Bay. It's always the same path. It ends in this outcropping with a couple of benches, like a viewpoint.
The Overlook. That's where Safi died.
Okay, we will absolutely go forward. I see a bathroom wall. I see a big fireplace with a television on it. I would be so hyper-specific about, I'm going to tell you everything that's here because anything could be important very quickly. So here's a whole bunch of messages from Dead Safi. Dead Safi says, I like the view from the real Overlook just fine, but I could stare at this forever. Alive Safi says, tell me about it. I've been all over the country, but nothing beats this view. Dead Chloe writes, what the hell? Safi, are you here? Alive Safi says, oh hey, nice to meet you, Chloe. Sorry, I forgot to say that last night. Alive Chloe says, what's happening? Alive Safi says, wow, looks like the gang's all here. Dead Chloe writes, what are you doing here? Dead Safi says, being dead mostly, at least some of me is. Alive Safi says she's right. The rest of reality was decided by Max, but this place contains the full truth of what happens to us. It remembers. Alive Safi continues, I like coming back here and sitting on the bench just to remind myself. Dead Chloe says, I don't think you should hang out on the purgatory bench. This place is dangerous. Dead Safi says, I mean sure, but what's the worst that can happen? Dead Chloe says, for fuck's sake, death. And Alive Safi says, Chloe, grow up, we're already dead. That's a lot of alive and dead folks. But what's interesting, are there any alive Chloes in here? Because I'm alive Chloe, right? No, I'm alive Chloe, but she didn't send this. This is a very odd text exchange. Unknown number. Whoa, this place again? Ugh, this girl again? Dead Chloe says, what is this? How do I unsubscribe? Dead Chloe continues, what the hell? Why is my name Dead Chloe? Unknown number says, hey, E.E. Cummings, find the caps lock. What does that mean? No one's typing in all caps. Are you all on the same path? Meet you at the top. Alive Chloe says, where am I? Oh, great, there's two of her.
There's a sign. It's for Caledon. And my old high school?
So this place pulls attributes from both towns. Hence the lighthouse.
I object to Blackwell being the home of the Bigfoots. It was the home of the Otters. Go Otters.
The sky is wild. Lots of auroras and shit.
So it's nighttime?
She called off the search, stopped looking for herself.
I don't know whose voice that is. I'm not always great with voices, but that doesn't sound anything like Chloe, and it doesn't really sound like Safi. I'm wondering if it's Maya.
Missing, they said. Then, lost. Going, she replied. Then, gone.
I hope Chloe is relaying some of this
What's
to...
happening now?
Chloe, really? No
There's
response?
Always something weird when I get to the top of the path. Me, dead. Safi, alive. A turbocharged lighthouse beam.
Okay. As far as we know, nothing in this space is real or can hurt you.
Safi practically lives here now.
Left, mostly trees. Right, weird voices, sounds of someone crying. Up, overlooking lighthouse, some crazy tableau. Wait, these are Moses's notes. I would assume. There's a lot to learn here if you're willing to explore and watch yourself die repeatedly. So, not Moses. I finally know the truth. Can't wait to see what Max has to say about it. I've been everywhere. Well, almost everywhere. The lighthouse door is shut. What do you think is in there, Chloe? So this is then written by Safi. Sorry, she did say that, and I was a little slow on that uptake.
The, ground turned to my high school bathroom.
Interesting. Does that place hold any special meaning?
Sure. Okay, Max is pointing a gun at Safi, and there are a lot of photos.
Photos of what?
Shit. I saw Max. She had a gun, and it always ends a little differently, but I died. That's what I've been seeing. Me dying. Max killing me.
You said there were photos. What happened after that?
The lighthouse beam turned on, and... What's wrong?
Chloe, you vanished. Disappeared for about 3 seconds. Before you came crashing back into the cabinet.
What? Where did I go?
I don't know. I think maybe that place takes you back to the moment where Max made her choice. About Safi. About you. Max stitched these realities together, but if you keep going back there, picking at the stitches, it could all unravel.
I genuinely don't know.
I saw some of Safi's thoughts and memories. We're stuck in that place together.
Makes sense. Safi is aware of the dual realities, and she's suddenly back on campus. Maybe she's looking for the same answers you are.
She seems depressed.
Well, you and she are trapped inside your own deaths. Emotionally, I can't imagine what that is doing to the both of you.
Arcadia Bay was brought back to life. Why aren't they stuck in that place too? My mom hasn't told me about any weird visions.
Have you told her about your visions? My point is, we don't know what's happening in Arcadia Bay. We can conjecture, but my focus is on helping you.
So what do I do? How do I make sure I don't think about, you know?
Well, distractions seem to help. Your job. Loud music, lots of people, probably kept you safer. But now that you're aware of it, and what it means, we might have just accelerated whatever is happening. I'm so sorry.
Hey, man. I asked.
We won't risk any more explorations into the overlight. That's what we're calling it now, by the way. I'll do some brainstorming. Maybe research mental techniques for...
Don't bother. You've got to focus on the fire.
But we need a plan. Your visions are growing in intensity, and that place is dangerous. If you spend more time there, you could undo the merge. You could revert back to your own death.
I'm serious. It's okay. Why should I get to cheat death? It's not like I deserve it more than my dad. Or Rachel. Max saved me in the bathroom. But she couldn't make it stick. The time she bought me, it's enough. More than I deserve.
What do you mean? Of course you deserve to exist.
Not according to reality, or the universe, or whatever keeps trying to make me dead. Max has done everything she could for me. She always has. The least I can do is be there for her now. So, on to the good stuff. Who do we think is planning to start a fire? I met this guy last night. Didn't seem like a criminal. Criminally pretentious, maybe.
Lucas Colmenero is a former Caledon professor. He's been stirring up animosity between Caledon and Lakeport.
If he hates Caledon, you and Max won't be able to get much out of him. Max may have gone full ivory tower, but bars are still my scene. I'll head back there right now to chat with him and his protest buddies. Maybe I can learn more about their plans.
You can do this, Max. It's only Sophie.
And I just want to stay up to date on her messages since she would have read this on the way in and had this back and forth. We'll try to pick up from Moses doesn't have a sinister bone in his body. Sinister is left-handed in Latin. Max writes, you and Moses are going to love each other. After a lot of effort and making a jackass of myself, Sophie was a step ahead of me the whole time, but at least she's ready to meet now. Chloe asks where. Yeah, we're going to have to let that back and forth play out here. All right. Max writes back, the snapping turtle just got here. I think she's waiting for me on the back patio. Chloe will be right there. Wait, what's our code? Max writes, a what? Chloe says a word or phrase so we know it's us and not her. Max writes, that's a good idea. How about razzmatazz? Chloe says, oh, it's cool. It's cool. It was still funny. Chloe is saying I was thinking more like 2 whales or something normal that only we would know, but we could do your weird ass thing instead. Max writes, you know what? Forget it. I'm going in. And Chloe says, good luck, razzmatazz. I earnestly thought for a moment that Chloe was saying, what's like making up on the spot, what's the secret phrase so that I know that it's really you texting? And then Max says, oh, we'll just make it razzmatazz right now. Also, that's still funny that she wants to go with razzmatazz. I swear to God, my first thought was go otters, although that was her internal monologue, not something that she ever said aloud to Chloe. It was one of my favorite lines for whatever reason.
She's actually here. I almost can't believe it. Sophie?
In the flesh.
Putting aside everything that just happened, I'm really glad to see you. The real you.
Oh. I do not deserve you, Max Caulfield. That's it. Well, don't just sit there and gawk. What did you want to talk to me about?
Why are you here? After all this time?
Oh, is that it? I don't know. Maybe I miss this place. Maybe I wanted to peep those famous leaves, or maybe I have some unfinished business.
Sophie.
Come on, Max. If you ask me basic-ass questions, you'll get basic-ass answers.
Whatever brought you back, I'm glad you're here. I've been worried about you.
Is that why you told my mom I was here? Either you're terrible at taking a hint, or you're just a terrible friend.
She wasn't supposed to say anything. She promised.
Aha! Option 3. A terrible judge of character. You really thought a promise from my mom meant anything? The sad truth is, I'm here for you. Don't give me that dewy-eyed look. I can't decide if it makes me want to kiss you or murder you.
Then why are you returning to Caledon now? Did something happen on the road?
I left here believing I had a purpose. I was gonna find more people like us. But the further I got from Caledon, the more I started to feel... what's the word?
Unmoored?
Deranged. These intrusive thoughts started playing in my head. My emotions were all over the place, and the visions... horrible. Waking dreams of my death. The storm. And I realized it wasn't being on the road or being away from Caledon. It wasn't my mother or Diamond or anyone else. It was you. You did something to me.
Oh God, both of these sound so like grandiose, and they don't really fit the way that I think that Max works. I mean, she did both of these things, but we're gonna focus on the fact that they are friends, or at least they always were.
I saved you. Your powers were out of control, and I found a way to stop the storm and pull you out of there.
You talk like you understand what happened. Everyone here has forgotten what happened in the storm, but I'm still living it. Do you even know?
Your power went haywire. You broke into pieces. I had to pull you together.
And then what? Think. Where did you go in there?
It was all these motel rooms. Like the ones I stayed in after Chloe died.
Have you considered why?
After Arcadia Bay, I took my grief on the road, from one motel room to the next. The storm brought me back there.
Where did you go next?
I'm remembering. It was like the eye of the storm. Did I block the sound? Was I affected by storm amnesia?
Did you and Moses come up with that? Cute.
The lighthouse. The overlook. I remember thinking, it's the same storm. It's all somehow connected. And then I saw you. You were dead on the ground. I thought I could use my power to bring you back. To merge the timelines.
But you saw her too, didn't you?
Chloe. She was there too. Like she'd been trapped in the storm this whole time, waiting for me. All I needed to do was...
The moment you saw her, she was all that mattered. She forgot all about me.
I didn't forget about you. You and Chloe are the two people I care about most in the world. I thought I could save you both.
Of course you did. You're Max fucking Caulfield, Space-Time's golden girl. You'll always try to save everyone and everything you can. But fuck! How many times do you need the universe to tell you it's not interested? These things we have, they're just cruel jokes. Chloe and I may be here now, but a part of us, maybe the part that really matters, remains trapped in that nightmare.
I thought I was beginning to understand my powers. But you're right. I've been...
I don't know.
Focused on Moses and Chloe and on myself, not on all the damage I can do. Moses and I have been working for months to understand and control my powers. How can I understand them if I don't even trust my own mind?
Now there's a question worth asking, and while you're answering that one, maybe throw in what you and Moses are up to. What are you collecting evidence for? What is that weird selfie photo of you, and why is my name on a whiteboard labeled suspects?
You snuck into Moses' office?
Don't deflect. You say that you're my friend, that you care about me? Prove it. Tell me what is going on.
Oh, I would tell her everything. Yeah, no, this is the easiest choice that we've had so far. Look, if she's going to set the fire, she's going to set the fire. If she's not going to set the fire, then she can help us stop it. But her knowing that a fire is going to happen, again, if she's going to set it, she already knows that. The only thing that we're telling her is that Max knows about it, which of course she does because she's Space-Time's golden girl. By confiding in her, it helps to reinforce the idea that we want to be friends with her. And also, yeah, Safi, Max is going to try to save everyone and everything that she can, because why wouldn't she? Of all the accusations that you could levy against somebody, the fact that they care too much and they're too willing to use their ability to help benefit other people in distress, that's a super weird accusation, and I think that Max Caulfield should wear it with pride.
This campus is going to burn to the ground tomorrow, unless I stop it.
How do you... Oh, I see.
Then you can understand why I am using my powers and doing everything I can to figure out how it starts.
If you saw this campus burn down, then it means it was supposed to happen. Who are you to stop it?
What are you saying? I can't just let it burn.
Reality is cruel, but it's still reality. It doesn't bend to your will.
Then I guess we should all stop eating food, because who were we to stop ourselves from dying of starvation? What a weird, fatalistic, nihilistic view. Boy, this is not the Safi that I feel like I left behind. She's been through some hard times, and I just want to stress, she really has been. Like, she's been in a lot of emotional distress, but this has done something different to her than it did to Chloe.
I saw an innocent student suffocate to death. It was horrible. There were many more, all across campus.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize. I know you're doing what you think is right. I really hope it is this time. Oh, look. It's my mom. See what damage you have wrought?
You should take it. You won't be able to avoid her forever.
Fine. Enjoy the lakeside vibes. I'll be back.
Sophie seems really messed up. After talking to her, I have even more questions than before. Sophie could be a while. When I'm ready, I should text Chloe and check in with her.
She did bring up a really good point that I hadn't considered. I mean, I've been so focused on the night of the fire and seeing all of the buildings burning down and Moses falling through the roof holding Chloe in his arms. It didn't occur to me that with Max's reckless disregard for the nature of reality, Sophie might have to get a text message from her mother. Shit. Well, I don't know how we're gonna untangle this. I'm sorry, like, Sophie is... I just wanted Max to say to her when Sophie's like, oh, I guess I understand that you're doing what you think is right. Sophie, don't you think it's right? I just want to be super clear what you're advocating for. You're saying that knowing that there's going to be a massive disaster where people are going to die in terror and agony, that we should sit back, take no action, let that take its course because that's what the universe has decided? We shouldn't even try? I do understand that one might come away from the events of the first Life is Strange with that message, and Max herself set down her powers and was not able to use them for many, many years afterwards. But Sophie wasn't there. I really want to stress, sorry, I think I just bumped the mic. I understand that Sophie has had a lot of like emotional turmoil. Like she feels like she is ripped between two dimensions, similar to Chloe, who cannot stop thinking about this gnawing realization that she's not supposed to be here, that something is very, very wrong with her. And as an allegory for other people who might feel like they're not the way that they're supposed to be in life, I feel like that's a powerful place to be. I feel like it can really have an impact on how you think and process and emotionally connect with people. And I think that trying to give people their best path towards happiness is a great way to have them at their most fulfilled. You know, I feel like there's a lot when you feel like there's something wrong. Also, the way that Sophie's expressing it just feels awful, and I really want Max to push back against that. I don't think that Max should feel self-doubt about where she is. I really needed to unpack some of that conversation. Let's move ahead.
Sophie never used to let me see what she was working on. Is this an olive branch or a trick?
I am earnestly not sure if I want to read that. Oh, I don't know what to do.
Chloe used to love collecting these.
Spamco. Well, it's got more than one match, so that does better than the last matchbook that I saw.
Even for Sophie, that's some heavy chain smoking.
So, I have decided. A, I don't know for a fact that Max would be able to rewind it, but I'm going to do what I would do, and I'm going to do what I think that Max would do, and I'm not going to read that. Mostly because I simply do not accept that Sophie has any intentional role in the fire. I just don't believe it. I don't believe that she's planning to do it. I don't believe that she's buying... What did we see on the night of the fire? Canisters of gasoline and funnels? I just don't. And it's not even so much a matter of trust, it's a matter of like respect, that you respect other people's privacy. And Safi is, for everything else, a very private person. And I'm just going to note also, Safi going radio silent while she's working through her stuff, it's not that dissimilar to how Max would go radio silent when she's working through her stuff. That's been a running thing with her for as long as we have known Max Caulfield. So I think that we're going to leave that untouched. I will not attempt to read it and then roll back time. We're going to move ahead. I'm just going to note, I'm really curious what it says, but it just doesn't feel right.
Whatever Chloe's doing now, I hope she's okay.
I'll check in with Max, then see what we can dig up about the protests. Ooh, not sure I want to step into the middle of whatever this is. New plan. Find out more about the protests, then come back to Max. Moses mentioned that professor and some townies organizing a protest on a message board. Better look into it.
We will absolutely. It really made me laugh when Chloe referred to Amanda as that chick with the Princess Leia buns, because they're really not like Princess Leia buns, but it was still just a funny descriptor.
So this is the Amanda. Be cool, Chloe. Hey. Amanda, right?
Oh, hey. It's quite a show you put on last night. Wish I could have sold tickets for it.
If you're looking to book any shows this month, my band is headed east soon.
Oh, you're in a band.
Oh, I manage them. Drugstore Makeup. They're a mathcore synth-pop art punk band.
Oh, sweet. So, like, the Minutemen mixed with a little Fall of Troy.
Yeah. Spot on.
Send me their stuff. I'll see if there's a date that works.
I'm sorry if all the stuff with Max is, I don't know, weird.
A little. But what isn't weird these days? I'm just glad she's okay. More than okay, actually. She's, like, glowing. You didn't knock her up, did you?
Sorry, I'm really looking between these two things.
Really? I mean, it was kind of an intense night. And morning. I'm surprised.
You can go see for yourself. She was meeting someone. I think one of her students? I'm understaffed, so I'm not serving back there today.
Makes sense. Thanks.
I'm so sorry, why do we still have Max here? That's unusual. Do I want to say it again? I feel like we're just going to get the same dialogue.
I'm sorry if
More than
I don't want to do the other side. That feels weird.
Real? See you later.
I'll be here.
I don't know if I've ever brought it up before, but Amanda has this one thing that she does that only she does, where she, like, puts both hands on one hip. And, like, she did it earlier in this game as well, but that was, a little mannerism that she had in the first game, the previous game.
Is there some sort of celebration this weekend? Hey, what's the deal with these?
Damn it. Hey, Joey! We gotta keep these firecrackers outside with the rest. Some of the Lakeport dudes are apparently planning a fireworks party this weekend. Doesn't matter to me as long as it's not in here where they could quite literally blow up in my face.
Sounds reasonable.
Wouldn't it be amazing if the fire has nothing to do with anything? It's a completely unrelated event that doesn't have anything to do with time shenanigans, Chloe, protests, Safi, shape-shifting, Diamond, none of it. It's just a completely random thing.
Not much of a stage, but I could see drugstore makeup blowing some Mountain State minds here. Cool. It's my new best friend.
Oh, this guy.
I guess security is pretty lax around here.
Guess so.
Message board. I have no memory of message board.
What do you do when you're not getting in fights with strange women at bars?
I used to pull shifts at Kreller's before that closed. Now I'm trying to get a job at the timber mill where my dad worked.
What happened to him?
He skipped out on us when I was pretty young. Don't know where he went.
Man, some of these choices are like, what would Chloe say? Chloe misses her own father more than anything. I think that would really harden her against anybody that would willingly leave their family. That it wasn't that he was taken away, it was that he chose to leave.
Sounds like an asshole. In my experience, no dad beats asshole dad every time.
Good to know.
I've been hearing about this anti-Caledon group. How do I get in?
You want to protest Caledon? Aren't you a student there?
No. I grew up in the area. I'm moving back home, and I hate what Caledon is doing to the community. I'm tired of seeing rich assholes bulldoze through small towns.
I feel that. Oh, there were some informational flyers at the last meeting here. Joey told us to destroy them after, but you never know.
I'll look around. Thanks.
I really want to meet Joey all of a sudden. Keeper of fireworks and hander-outer of flyers that he doesn't want anybody else to see. Oh, wait, maybe he told them they had to destroy them. I was thinking that he was destroying evidence of something that he's part of, but maybe he was just like, get this garbage out of here.
So, what's this protest against Caledon all about?
You'll have to ask Joey. He's the man behind the plan.
But you're part of that whole group, right? There must be some reason.
Everyone's got their reasons. I don't expect we'll accomplish fuck all, but it beats sitting around and bitching about it.
Okay, I think I accidentally sequence broke that because it's super weird to have her say, hey, I really want to join the protest because I hate rich assholes trying to destroy the neighborhood that I grew up on, followed by, so what's this protest all about?
See you later, Ren.
You got it.
Nothing to go off of yet. Maybe I can get someone else to open up?
I'm not sure at what point she intuited that his name was Ren. Oh, you know what? It's probably something Noelle said when they were all together.
Looks complicated and full of tiny pieces. My old nerd friends Steph and Mikey would love it. If I was designing a mascot for this state, it would be an expensive water bottle covered in stickers inside a microbrewery. Imagine living in a place where you can just leave your coat somewhere and it's still there later.
Dear listeners, there was a moment last night when I thought I might never get to speak to you again. Never share what I've discovered. When the countdown rang out at the Abraxcast house and it became clear that the very building I was standing in would be demolished in a matter of seconds, only my quick wits, my poise under pressure, and my determination to share the truth kept me alive. And what have I discovered? That the administration is so hell-bent on destroying the Abraxcast house that they're willing to break the law and put lives at risk. The Lakeport County Court has ordered that the Abraxcast house cannot be demolished until a structural engineer examines the foundation. That inspection is scheduled for 2 days from now. So why were there explosives lining the walls of the basement this weekend? I have one theory. The Abraxcast alumni network is vast and well-connected. The elites of business and politics. Could their fabled Hall of Secrets be filled with illicit blackmail material? Blackmail that current and former members use for leverage against the administration? I'm not the only one with concerns. Students and faculty alike are wondering what sinister truths Abraxcast might be hiding. So one must ask, why would President Teller coordinate an illegal fly-by-night demolition? Is the Abraxcast Society's iron grip on the administration beginning to slip? Or is the administration so intent on covering up whatever terrible skeletons lay buried inside the Abraxcast Hall of Secrets? I will not rest until I have found the truth and reported it to you.
I also noticed that there is Nevermind Podcast, Drugstore Makeup, new episode Queer Rage interview, band, drugstore makeup, genre fourth wave, artcore, dance, emo, vibes, sick AF, sponsored by Jump Kick Angus? Oh, I can't quite see that last line. It's just kind of interesting that Chloe represents drugstore makeup, and here they are. Don't think that I didn't know, hear the Steph and Mikey reference. But the bummer there is that I think that by bringing it up now, it makes it ever so much less likely that we're going to get a Steph Gingrich cameo. I would really have wanted one.
Back in my shadier days, I would have called this the free shit box. Water is an essential part of a healthy beer diet. I can't make out much, but I think this is the password I'm looking for.
Okay, I've missed something about the message forum. Like I've really done something incorrect, because now we know that she's trying to get onto the StrifeNet forum, and that the password is resist with, leet speak. So
Got the password. Now time to take a look at that forum.
Dig up info about the protest. Talk to Lucas, get access to online forum, try to get in with the protesters. I really feel like I skipped a beat here. After my dad died, I had a lot of super vivid, pretty horrible dreams around the same theme. We'd be driving down the road, listening to terrible country music, then wham, 18-wheeler right up the ass. Or we'd be on stage, torturing some Shakespearean couplet, then wham, enter 40 tons of death. Stage right, no matter how it started, always ended the same way. And also, Victoria would boo me. The thing is, as horrible as these dreams were, I always knew that they were just that, dreams. Scattered bursts of random brain goo. Emotionally harrowing, sure, but they couldn't ever really hurt me. For a long time now, I've been trying to convince myself that these nightmares were made of the same stuff. Even as they've disrupted my life, after I nearly went full freakout in that green room, even as I set out to find Max. And yeah, even with Max's time fuckery and my supposed death. Well, so much for that. Dreams don't make your entire mind and body disappear from existence before reappearing somewhere else in the room. The look on Moses' face, it was like the lab rat he was studying started firing laser beams out of its eyes. Moses, by the way, is clearly the best thing going in this school. If I had a teacher like him growing up, I'd probably be studying the effects of weight loss drugs on gerbils right now. But even if he can't understand what the hell's going on with me, well, maybe that 18-wheeler is right around the corner after all. I did pick up on the fact that when she was in the green room in the very first scene in the game, she was shown tumbling backwards over the coffee table. The coffee table fell over. When she came back, she was still standing, but the coffee table was knocked down. And I thought that that was a really interesting detail about maybe she just felt like she was falling, but now it's heavily implied that she did fall. She just never hit the ground, and when she reinstantiated, she was back in front of the mirror. Drugstore makeup. Let's just see if we can... Okay, so we were up through do you need help or bail money. Izzy writes, the venue manager in Boise saying that he already paid you for the gig, just wanted to make sure he's not trying to scam us. Chloe responds, no, he sent the money this morning. You're good to thrash. Marisol says, look who it is. How's your new band treating you? Chloe says, I told you I'm not cheating on you with another band. Bash says, just tell me it's not those assholes in Zombie Quartet. I know they're about to kick off a tour. Chloe says, I would never work with Zombie Quartet. They're such posers. Marisol says, and their bassist is a total pillow princess. Bash says, whatever. I will be watching Zombie Quartet socials all weekend, and if I see one green hair in the crowd, it's on site. Okay, where do we have for Max? We were all the way through Shaka Bra. What was their secret? I'm so sorry. What was their secret thing? Sinister bone in your body. What's our code? What? Razzmatazz, 2 whales. Okay, oh, actually that takes us up through. Yeah. It was exclamation pointed, but Chloe hadn't seen it. And now we've got Moses. I guess they exchange numbers. Moses writes, hi Chloe, it's Moses Murphy. Chloe says, hey yo Moses, got some more dust specks that need naming? Moses says, not at the moment. I wanted to open up a line of communication so you can keep me informed about, you know. I really like the fact that Moses is at least sometimes careful and very conservative about what he will put into writing. The whiteboard has a lot on it, but also it can be erased in a heartbeat. Chloe writes, sure, have you heard from Safi yet? Apparently Max has been chasing her ass around campus. Moses says, really? No, I haven't. It'll be interesting if you two meet, given that you seem to occupy the same quantum position. Chloe says, right, I usually save that position for the second date. That's a joke. I don't even know what you're talking about, to be honest. Moses says, it's what I was saying earlier about the merge Max seems to have performed. The two of you are sort of cosmically entwined, it seems. Chloe says, right, that clears it all up. Anyway, thanks for reaching out. I'll let you know if any weird shit happens again, which given my track record is almost certain. Moses says, good, I'm here whenever you need me. And then we did read something from Joyce. The most up-to-date thing. Oh no, that's it. We're up to date. Okay.
So this is Joey. He seems intense. Hey. I hear you're the guy to ask about the protest.
No clue what you're talking about.
I'm gonna need some intel before I can get this guy to talk to me.
All right. Grilled cheese pole. Oh, this is better than soup pole.
Everyone knows the best grilled cheese comes from a shopping cart in the alleyway outside the bar at 2 a.m.
Am I not allowed to vote? It looks like white cheddar and bacon is gonna win, but let's just be sure, because honestly, I'm not saying anything against brie and pear, but that first option sounds real good. All right, still no spatial tears.
This guy seems like he knows something. So, do you live here or what?
I'm working. Many great writers worked in bars. Capote, Kerouac, Burroughs.
I get it. I do my best work in bars too. Could any of those dudes set up a merch table in under 5 minutes? So, what's your deal? You got booted from Caledon, but you're hanging around because... I bet I know. Divorce?
Actually, yes. I'm staying in Lakeport to remain connected to my son. How did you know?
You have strong divorced guy vibes.
Uh-huh. And your obvious daddy issues are from your own parents' divorce, I'm guessing?
No. My dad died when I was a kid.
Oh.
I'm hearing about this protest against Caledon. I want in.
Why do you want to protest a college that you're considering for graduate school?
I was considering it before I met you. You said everything I needed to hear about that place.
This is the forum we're using to organize. All of the planning is done there.
What's the deal with that guy Joey? Is he like your leader?
There are different types of leadership. There's thought leadership, as exemplified by my podcast. But every protest movement needs a figurehead who can translate its aims and precepts into the language of the working class, and translate that language into stark and powerful action. That is Joey.
So, yes then. Got it.
I think it's a repeat, but...
I'm hearing about this protest against Caledon.
Why do you want to...
Okay, he gave us a second slip of paper with that.
Always a pleasure, Professor.
If you say so.
Got the password. Now time to take a look at that forum.
Okay, so there's clearly something a little bit wonky with the scripting here. We got the password of the forum before we learned that the password exists. Probably a patch was going to fix that up real quick. Now let's make our headcanon be, we talked with Lucas, found out about the forum, needed a password to actually sign into it, got the password out of the trash, tried to talk to Joey, and he wouldn't give us the time of day. Now we need to go to the forum to read up on stuff and then give Joey information so that he will talk with us. Also, just based on the name Joey, I hadn't put together that he's the dude from the other bar that got damaged in the storm, and he's been picking up shifts here until his original bar can reopen.
Hey, buddy. You're like a month early.
Okay, the only question is, how do I access the website, with the most natural answer being on the phone? Except I don't feel like we have... a browser function on that. It's not GTA or whatever. So where would we go to access that? We can ask Amanda if she's got a computer that we can borrow. Feels kind of weird, though. Oh, no, she does have a computer. Look at this.
So this is the Amanda. Be cool.
Hey,
Do you know anything about this protest that people are planning online?
I've heard some things. I tried looking into it, but their forum is password protected.
I think I might have that password, actually.
For real? Let's take a look. And we're in.
Okay, I just wanted to note, I always love it when games have, like, a special dialogue to indicate, I've already got that information, here's the password that you're looking for. I always think that that's really cool. All right, so Lakeport Citizens Against Caledon Corruption, a forum for like-minded Lakeport residents to organize for legitimate resistance against corrupt leadership at Caledon University. Sic Semper Tyrannis. Oh, wait, we can select some of these.
Nothing like a little Latin to class up your angry protest.
Also, this forum is just visually.
I'm guessing the mod is Joey.
All right, Crawlers Forever. Yeah, that was the name of the bar that closed. The protest is on 9/22. Time and place to be announced. Find or message me for details. Lakeport Lifer says, hell yes, been dying for this. Got my sign and torch ready. Vermont Vet 22, right on, brother. We'll have to skip Bowling League and drive up from Brattleboro for this one. Wouldn't miss it for anything.
Anyone willing to skip Bowling League must be serious about combating institutional corruption.
Truth Will Out writes, they will all pay tomorrow. All of the elitist fucks who allowed Lakeport to suffer while Caledon grows richer. All the students who turned their heads or didn't give a fuck about us in the first place.
This dude is legit scary. And none of his buddies seem concerned at all.
Cardinal Sin writes, they won't be able to ignore us now, that's for damn sure. I know I haven't been to any of the meetings in person yet, but that's about to change. I'll be there with bells on tomorrow.
And the winner for most creative use of the $sign goes to Cardinal Sin.
Crawlers Forever says, love the enthusiasm, but remember, even though this is a private message board, always assume infiltration.
They're pretty paranoid about infiltrators. Which means I'd better do a really good job infiltrating their shit.
Only one-on-one conversations with trusted friends are safe. Vermont Vet says, roger that. Leaf Court Lifer says, heard boss, see you tomorrow.
These fucking assholes. How is any of this going to help? They're gonna set back everything we're doing to rebuild the town.
The protest hasn't happened yet. We could still keep it from getting out of hand.
You're right. I'll tell Noelle to get campus security ready.
Good plan. I'll see if I can get any more info out of Joey. See you later.
I'll be here.
The forum is scary. But it gave me a lot of good intel to use with the bartender.
Oh. To close out on the topic, I would much rather have a bug that advances things out of order a little bit too quickly, as opposed to a bug that blocks progression and then you can't keep playing the fun game. So, yeah, hopefully they'll patch that up. It'll work better.
We'll go for tomorrow?
Excuse me?
Protest, man. I'm on the message board.
What's your tag?
We've been chatting for weeks. I'm Cardinal Sin.
I see. Well, maybe you are, but no way to know for sure, is there? Why weren't you at the last meeting?
Dude, it was bowling league. We had our match against those dillweeds from Brattleboro. Did you expect me to no-show?
I guess that checks out. Maybe you missed the meeting, but you must know the group motto from the message board. What is it?
Sic Semper Tyrannis, which I believe translates to, how sick will it be when we squash these tyrants?
Close enough. All right, you're good. Hate to be so paranoid, but you know how it is. We muster here, noon tomorrow, and then head straight for the admin building. And prepare yourself. This reckoning has been a long time coming. Things could get heated.
That's what I'm banking on. This lady doth motherfucking protest. Time to tell Max she's got a girl on the inside. Hello, ma'am. Can I tell you about our grilled cheese specials today?
Chloe!
Cheese, okay. You do not need to act this surprised every time we see each other.
Okay, I'm back to being Max.
How did it go with Moses?
You did not prepare me for that guy's office. Holy shit.
No, I mean, did he help you?
He tried. Not fixed yet, as far as I can tell. What about you? Did you crack the case with the Abrax holes?
No, I'm at a dead end.
Oh no.
I know Sophie is hiding something in her bag, but she was too smart to leave it with me.
What's with all the sneaky stuff? Why don't I just run over there, grab what's in her bag, throw the bag in the water, and give you the stuff?
Throw her bag in the water?
Yoink.
Bitch, you did not just...
What the fuck? Take the mask before she comes back and beats my ass.
Sophie had an Abraxcast mask in her bag. We have it now, thanks to you.
So many questions. But for now, I think we better run before she realizes she's missing it. And I have just the getaway.
The odds are stacked against us, friend. I know that our short time depends on it. No, we can't treat it lightly. Oh, it will likely kill me that I must live without you, 'cause I can't swim.
And then did I say something badass? Like, it's time to fight fire with fire.
You did not. I thought about it, but decided it would be lame. At least coming from me. I know he didn't fix you, but was Moses able to figure out anything?
Hard to say. I got the feeling he couldn't decide if he was more interested in helping me or studying me.
What does he think is going on?
The word paradox was thrown around a lot. Also, anomaly. Apparently, me and this Safi chick are cosmically entwined because we occupy the same quantum position. Really, Max, you should buy a girl a drink before you cosmically entwine her next time.
Har har. The fact that you can joke about your existential crisis is actually pretty unsurprising.
Thank you much. What happened between you and Safi?
I told her about the fire. Her reaction was disturbing. She blames me for what's happening to her and to you. And I think she's right. What's scary is that I didn't even know I was using my powers this time. And I still created a mess.
Look, I don't know Safi, but from what I can tell, she was plenty fucked up before you ever met her. Yes, your powers are weird, and sometimes freak me out too. But there isn't a single person in the world I would trust with them more than you.
I think I needed to hear that. Thank you.
Don't mention it. So, your crew here is the sassy bartender, the uber nerd, and the shape-shifting wild card. That it?
You make it sound like I'm assembling a team to rob a bank.
Well, if so, you're obviously missing someone.
Oh, who's that?
The barbarian. Who else is gonna go berserker on their asses?
Good point. Glad to have you as part of the crew.
I don't know to what extent Chloe thinks about Calamassia, but I remember her.
I bet I loved being a part of it. Using your powers. I bet it felt exciting. Like being in on it again after all this time.
Of course you are. Ever since that day at 2L's. I think I would have gone insane a long time ago without you as my confidant.
But it's weird. That version of me that just fucked with your friend. What happened to her after you rewound?
Moses has his theories. I don't really understand them.
I think reality is always shifting, but people are a constant. Like this canoe. It bobs back and forth in the lake, but we stay in place.
I hope you're right. To me, it feels more like we're going down Niagara Falls in a barrel. Hey, I made you something. Now that Supermax is back in action, I thought she needed her own badass action figure. Happy birthday!
This is incredible! With everything going on, I barely remember today was my birthday.
Good thing my ass is here then.
So, I know President Teller was the one who ordered the demolition last night. And I'm pretty sure Reggie was involved somehow. He's the president of Abraxcast.
Double presidential crime. 2 for the price of 1.
There's a secret occultist party at the Abraxcast house tonight. Sophie must be going. That's why she had the mask.
And now we have it. Next stop, freaky college party.
What about the protesters? Could one of them really start the fire?
They're super pissed off and looking to make themselves heard. I know what resentful dickheads are capable of when they feel like they're not being heard. It isn't pretty.
At least we know about it now. That gives us a shot, right? When I was living this weekend, the first time, I really thought my life was starting to make some sense. But it seems like chaos always finds me.
The only chaos you're dealing with is me. Everything was fine before I showed up. You have a whole new life here. I know I don't fit into it.
No, that's not what I meant at all.
Okay? So, try again. And if you rewind, I'll know.
I wouldn't dare. I thought my life was starting to make sense, but I was wrong. All those years I spent grieving you. I was grieving myself, too. I never felt more alive than that week we spent together. I convinced myself I could never be that person again. Not without you. And now you're here. I don't really know how any of this shit works. But somehow, with all this crazy stuff happening, you're here now. And I know it's because you needed me. But I think I needed you just as much. And I wasn't brave enough to realize it.
can't believe I never took a boat out here until now.
Just add it to the list of conveyances I've dragged your ass into over the years. I mean, in my reality, anyway.
I want to hear so much about your reality that it becomes mine. Let's hear the list.
Well, there was my truck, of course. That shopping cart in San Francisco. Then there was that Vespa we had in Salt Lake City.
Was I in the front or back?
Are you kidding? You were in the back, holding on to me so tight, I thought I would suffocate. We had that tandem bicycle in Chicago. That was a disaster. And Izzy's friend's weed dealer's tuk-tuk we joy rode in Nashville.
You're just making stuff up now.
I am not.
The odds are stacked against our love. I'm on
Okay, as the lyrics kick up, I suspect very strongly that this is going to loop here for a second. I just want to take one quick moment to note, in going back to the very first part, in the version of events that I played, Chloe and Max were extremely good friends, but that's as far as it went. Now that Max is more of an adult, even if she was now a little bit more sort of like certain of her sexual orientation and ready to pursue something, she's very much into Amanda. I really feel like her heart is currently with Amanda, so since she never had anything with Chloe previously, this is not really the point at which it would start up.
The Maybon party is starting soon. We've got to get to the Abraxcast house.
though I can't tell if this is better to be left another lesson learned.
So, what's next? Change into black robes?
Black shirts, going by the old photo. Then we head over to Fremont Street.
And look for smoke.
Hi everyone. So, a lot of narrative games are episodic, and we'll get a chance at the end of each chapter to talk about the story so far and all the major choices. But Reunion, it turns out, isn't divided up that way, so we figured this would be a good beat in the story to maybe just take a quick vibe check, because I am really enjoying this so far. And I want to start there on that last scene that we just saw. I talked about it very briefly, but to fill out my experience with the first Life is Strange, Max didn't pursue a romantic relationship with Chloe for a few different reasons. The first is I earnestly saw them as just very close friends who had lost touch like half a decade earlier, and it just seemed tenuous enough just seeing if there was still a friendship there. It wasn't clear to me about the exact timing of William's death, that's Chloe's father, or why they had stopped talking so completely. We find out in Before the Storm it was because Max stopped returning any messages, and then we saw again in Double Exposure that kind of shutting down and not talking when she's emotionally in a bad place, that's kind of one of her defining character traits. So that all tracks, and I could see why Chloe would be really hurt by that. We didn't have all of that context at the time. I just didn't know the circumstances by which they had fallen out of touch back in that original game. It was also a big deal to me that Chloe was just so focused on finding Rachel Amber. She was on this crusade that nobody else in town seemed to care about. To the extent that Max could even find anybody else to comment on it, everybody else in Arcadia Bay was like, oh, yeah, no, right, her. Well, technically she's missing, but everybody knows that she just left town. You know, Rachel, she just left. And so here's Chloe, who's intent on fighting this one-woman battle to find out what happened. And as the story went forward, it became very clear to me, at least, that Chloe had been very much in love with Rachel. So it just felt weird to me that Chloe would be open to striking up something new with Max while it's not even her old flame is suddenly vanished. It just didn't feel right that she'd be open to that. I felt like if Max was to even take a tentative step in that direction, Chloe would have been very likely to say, whoa, hold on, sorry, I'm flattered, but... So it just felt like it was very awkward, and I didn't know where Max was with it either. So in my canon, Max and Chloe had this like amazingly powerful bond, but instead of being rooted in the promise of a future relationship, it felt to me like there were these two soulmates, these two people that really connected on like a fundamental level coming back together. It was the friendship that was always supposed to be. That's where I was when they met back at the lighthouse at the end of chapter 5, and just obviously, big spoilers to the first game here. There at the lighthouse, Chloe pointed out something that I hadn't actually picked up on. Max hadn't just stopped her from getting shot. Max had saved Chloe from getting hit by a train, and from gunshots and falling cars in the junkyard. Max Caulfield saves Chloe Price over and over again, and every time she does, it feels like things in Arcadia Bay get like a little bit more unwound. There's birds falling out of the sky. There's one of my favorite details was the ants that were marching around in these geometric patterns. Whales were beaching themselves up on the shore, although I don't remember right at this specific moment if that was only in the Alternaverse or if that was happening in regular Arcadia Bay as well. There was this one part, I think it was in episode 4, where there's 2 moons in the sky. And I mean, it felt like that should have caused a lot more alarm, but also it wasn't entirely clear to me if everybody there could perceive it or could remember that they were perceiving it, because it just had this very surreal vibe that kind of matched the tone that reality itself was coming apart around them. I felt like the main revelation in Life is Strange was that reality had put an expiration date on Chloe Price, and that the harder Max Caulfield fought to keep her around, the worse that was going to get. I couldn't see any reason that the devastation would stop at the borders of Arcadia Bay, and I expected that Calamity was going to follow Chloe around for as long as she walked the earth. The biggest part, and the hardest part for me, was that Chloe Price knew that. She knew there was something wrong with her being there. Chloe was the one who put together the fact that the universe was actively trying to end her life specifically, and that every version of events, even in the alternate timeline, ended with her dying. She asked Max to take back the mistake of saving her life in that bathroom, and I'm telling you, that was one of the hardest choices that I've made in any narrative game, to honor her choice. I did nothing in that bathroom while a young woman got shot to death with her best friend just a few feet away, never knowing how much she had been loved. That was my experience with Life is Strange. It left a mark. So, when I heard that Deck 9 was going to be making a new game premised on Chloe and Max getting back together for a new adventure, I could just imagine the game starting off with a text crawl, somehow Chloe Price has returned, or maybe they would just specify that this story would take place entirely in the canon where Chloe had lived. And while I was very interested, I was about to say I was very interested to play it through. I've played all the Life is Strange games, but I was concerned that it would feel pretty weird if they were doing a game just for one side of things. I wanted to go through all of that because I really want it to land now when I say that I am delighted with what they've done here. I am so impressed with the way that they've been able to weave Chloe into the modern day Caledon story in a way that feels completely authentic to the choices that I made. This Max, the person that I'm playing, was devastated by what happened at Blackwell. There's so much specific dialogue about her processing her grief and how unimaginably happy she is that Chloe is back, and also worried about what that might mean given how dangerous her powers can be. This has all been presented so well that if I didn't know, based on the starting choices that we saw right at the beginning of the game, that there's a version of this same story where Chloe had been alive the whole time, I wouldn't even suspect that that was possible. This feels like a full commitment to this version of events, and I have to imagine that took a ton of care and a ton of work, and my early impressions here are that they really nailed it. I will say I also hope that for people who did go the other way, and who sacrificed a lot to defy fate and keep Chloe alive from the first game, I earnestly hope that they're getting an equally well-considered story. It's just, I can only talk about the things that I've seen. That's probably the final point here. It's just about the things that I've seen so far. Because now that I've talked about how much I've enjoyed the story to this point, Deck 9 has a really good track record of games that start off very strong, but I'm not sure that they always stick the landing. To be very clear on that point, I thought True Colors was absolute aces. I love that game all the way through, and it's proof that the team there can really do a stellar Life is Strange game. For Before the Storm and Double Exposure, I thought that they did a great job of setting up a very engaging story and getting me heavily invested, but then things just kind of wrapped up in this very truncated way near the end. Now, I don't know. I have no information about this. It always felt to me like the team just hit some limitations on time and money, and probably hit a point where they had to make some really tough calls on where to focus their development time to get the game completed out the door. I wouldn't be surprised if some of their original vision got cut on the way out. They just didn't have the time or money to finish it up in the way that they originally intended. And if that's the case, I just hope Reunion here got all the support it needed to be another True Colors. I know they can do it. And I'm right at the point with this game where like I don't know how it's gonna go, but I'm so excited to find out. And I guess we'll see. Those are my main thoughts so far. There's more, like about how good it is to see all of these characters again, and I just don't remember Moses being so funny, but we will have plenty more to talk about later on, and hopefully get a big list at the end of all the choices that we get to comb through. So I guess until then, thank you guys so much, and we will see you in the next one.